went to the sessions of sweet silent thought, I summon up remembrance of things past. I never had any notions of becoming a musician. Even when I was touted as a child prodigy author in Christ the King School, I never had any notions of becoming an author. Indeed, the only notion I had as a kid was of becoming a tennis player. And right up until second year, I was toying with the idea, contemplating getting up at 5:30 every morning, going to the tennis court and practicing before school with my tennis shark friend. My brother was a musician way before I was, and I certainly had no inclination towards anything musical. But I do recollect in Christ the King School, Mr. O'Shea one day brought in a compilation of Jean-Michel Jarre to our motley, disparate class and played the music to the class. And to be honest, it had a profound impact. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Had never heard anything like it, obviously, never encountered anything like it. And not too long after that, I saw Kraftwerk on Top of the Pops, Das Model. And again, was compelled. Later, again, came across on Top of the Pops bands like Depeche Mode, Blancmange, Human League. And these bands had a tremendous impact on what, on my whole conception. And again, in juxtaposition to the fact that, you could very well be knowing me as the synth player in Voltaire, had Voltaire, perpetuated itself. Because basically I would have been promulgated as the synth guy. Because as that band evolved, I was playing more and more synth and less guitar. But second year in Douglas Com and playing with Melon Gordon from Burning Embers was the impetus to kind of taking the guitar more seriously and working with that. But I still have had an interest in synth music. I have an album called Gronland that I made, again, with my great friend from Copenhagen, Stefan Passborg, and Jakob Rees. This is an incredible album that's out there. And it has, very, very unique elements to it. And it's a great album. One of the best I've made, actually. But one thing about the label is the label has inextricable links to Tangerine Dream. The iconic lineup of Tangerine Dream, of Peter Baumann, Froese, and Christoph Franke. One of the greatest bands in the history of music. Before that synthesizer incarnation of Tangerine Dream, there was Konrad Schnitzler, Froese, and Klaus Schulze. And Klaus Schulze was playing drums. And that was the pre-synth incarnation of Tangerine Dream. Konrad Schnitzler is actually on our label. He's had several recordings on that. So that's a little bit of a claim to fame, and also kind of a tip of the hat to that iconic lineup of Baumann, Franke, Froese, which, has had also a major, in terms of conceptually, because sometimes with me, it's more about concept than the actual notes. like what I said about Nick Drake, I mean, my notes are not congruent with Nick Drake's notes, but the feeling and the concept is coming out of Nick Drake. And it's the same with Tangerine Dream. I haven't sat around listening to Tangerine Dream all day long with, kind of staff paper and a pen, kind of transcribing it. No, it's the feeling. It's the feeling, same kind of thing. Influenced by the concept, which is almost as important to me as the music, and always has been. Because quite a lot of time, my music is conceptual, not just melodic, it's conceptual. Thank you for listening.